Okay, I'm gonna get started on the second session on this page, which should be the last session. I am gonna set my timer again for half an hour, but I don't think it will take a full half hour to finish this. I finally remembered my brush, although I find it is still kind of smearing, so you'll see. I do have a color erase pencil here, just in case I want to be a little more cautious and sketch some things I'm less sure about before I commit to them. But let's start. I probably could have sharpened some pencils before I started the timer, before I started the video, but here we are. This is only my second video, so I have to learn how to be less boring. Oh, that didn't work at all. Oh my, that was unfortunate. Might be time for a new blade in my sharpener. I have some blades and I don't know where I put them. I have so many things that I don't know where I put them. Okay, I'm gonna start with drawing some more teardrops around here while I think a little bit about what else I want to draw. I want to draw a bear. I was thinking about bears last night, and I want to draw a bear. How about a raccoon? My sister sent me a story about the woman who was feeding the raccoons, and then they basically overran her. And she called 911 because there were so many of them, and we were trying to figure out why she didn't realize that the raccoons might become a problem if she fed them. And I think maybe she thought she was a Disney princess. Only Disney princesses can get away with feeding the wildlife with no ill effects. The rest of us are not so lucky. Oh, I made another sketchbook last night. I forgot I have a bunch of that paper from Dick Blick that I mentioned. I think it's called sulfite drawing paper. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what, unless I'm misremembering what it's called. I'll have to go double check. But anyway, I had some, I think 12 by 18 sheets. So I made myself another square sketchbook, and I sewed another chipboard cover on it, but then I realized I got a Substack from some other artist this morning who I follow, and she was mentioning this traveler's notebook where you can put refills in, and they're held in by elastic. There's a piece of elastic that just goes down the center of the book, and then you put this folded stack of papers under the elastic after you've filled it up. So you keep using the cover, and I thought, that probably makes a lot more sense than trying to remake a cover every time. It'll save me a little trouble. I can still sew all my paper signatures together as I have been doing. Oh my, this little teardrop is out of control. Looks more like a watermelon seed. And not have to worry about finding the material for a cover, because the book I made last night was 9 by 9, and my chipboard pieces are only, I think, 8.5 wide, so I had to find something else to use as a cover. I ended up cutting up a rigid mailer envelope. My teardrops are all over the place. Here, let's do another one over here for a little balance. might talk about some things that people don't want to hear, but nobody's listening anyway, so I'll just talk to myself about it, talk to my husband about it a little bit. So I definitely 1000% support Kamala Harris for president. But I am on the Trump-Vance mailing list for their fundraising and whatnot. Just out of curiosity, I want to see what they have to say. Not because I think they have anything meaningful to say. I just like to see what they're up to. I got one yesterday, ostensibly coming from J.D. Vance. Obviously, I know it's a marketing team, and he probably never even sees them. But it talked about how Donald Trump is the only candidate putting his life on the line for the working person. And of course, no examples are given about how he's actually doing this. And the email mentions how change in industry in Vance's hometown in Ohio, Middletown, Ohio, have changed, and how it's, obviously profoundly affecting the people there. So I decided to Google industry in Middletown, Ohio. It took me, all about 3 minutes to find a whole bunch of information. Little background on industry there. Apparently, they used to have paper mills and steel, and the paper mills closed. They were bought up. I guess that's enough teardrops. I'm gonna make another bird. They were bought up by bigger paper companies, and because they were older, let's make a dark colored bird. The companies that bought them decided it wasn't worthwhile to update these plants with new technology, and instead they closed them. Should we give him another wing? Will he look like a weird airplane? I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'll put another one here. That actually probably makes more sense. So anyway, the paper, I guess, is no longer an industry there, but steel is. The steel survived, and in March of this year, 2024, the federal government made a grant of $500 million. That's $500 million to help revitalize the steel industry in Middletown, Ohio. As I say, it took me all of about 3 minutes to find this information. And what's really distressing to me is how many people, they wouldn't bother to look that up. They will just take at face value that vague puffery that the Democrats don't care, and that Donald Trump is the only one putting his life on the line for working people. Never mind all of the ways he has cheated working people throughout his life. Nobody talks about that. I'm just kind of flummoxed at how eager people are to believe what they want to believe, and they won't even check, you know? All right, I need another bird and a change of topic. Let's talk about birds. I can hear the birds outside, even though my window is closed. I feel self-conscious talking at a normal volume with my window open because, you know, the neighbor's house is, I don't know, 20 feet away? Is it even that far? I'm sure he could hear me if he was out there, and he'd probably wonder what the heck I was talking about. Okay, one more bird. Where should I put my bird? What should this bird be doing? What should this bird be doing? Let's make an orange bird. Maybe this bird. This bird gonna be nice and chubby. Let's see. Let's do this. Maybe this is a robin. I do like the way the pencil goes down on the paper. I just don't like the way, oh, he looks really alarmed. Let's move his, okay, it's a little better. Oh, now I should have, I wanted to give him a worm, but now I have to try to cover up that line of the beak. It's a very fat worm, but earthworms are pretty fat. Okay, this is a happy bird. This bird got up early and got the worm. All right, so we have 3 birds. You know, teardrops. What else? I'm trying to think. What other things? I should make myself a list before I sit down. I know I said I'm trying to keep it kind of spontaneous, but you know, I'll do what Sally did in her workshop, and I'll just do some border stuff here. Put some over here too. It's kind of hard to get right there on the edge, so I think I'm just going to have to accept that this might lead to some indentations on the next page, but I can live with that. I really do think this sketchbooking is helping me in a lot of ways. I think it kind of eases some anxiety, just just by being a little bit meditative and just giving me something to focus on. I think that's when my anxiety kicks in, when I don't have a focus. My mind is just all over the place. This is pretty much the exact border that she had us draw in the workshop, so I'm just straight up copying this right now. Just draw. Let's see. I've drawn trees a bunch of times. What else can I draw that might fit in here? I do really want to draw a little bear, or maybe not so little bear. Maybe I'll draw the 3 bears. Let me just draw one like standing up. I'm drawing it really light to start because I'm not too sure. The arms are a little too long. He's gonna kind of go behind the maybe I'll just give him stubby legs so he doesn't crash into the... Why not? Kind of got a teddy bear face. And very wonky eyes. You might need to see an eye doctor about that. Let's see. Okay, well, this bear, I guess, can be kind of a light color. Like I said, it's a chance to try stuff out and see what works and see what doesn't. I'm sure I could draw a less stiff looking bear. Put a little bear down here. Let's see. This is not. Necessarily. What does a bear's tail even look like? I don't know. This is probably looks more like a rabbit's tail. Oh well. distinction between should probably throw some people in here at some point. I do normally like to draw people. Maybe I could draw a hiker. I was thinking about lumberjacks on the last page I did because I drew a little log cabin and a little log out there for splitting wood. Okay, I've drawn worse. Let's see. How about a green bear? Let's put a green bear up here. What will this bear be doing? Maybe this bear will actually be moving. Let's see. I don't know. What does a bear's gait look like? Probably not that. Oh, now I think they're walking backwards. Okay, you know, I started with the intention that they would be walking one direction, and then it just kind of changed. So let's do this. I don't really want them crashing into the butterfly. Kind of a stubby little bear. So I assume it would be like, see, these are the kinds of things I ought to look up beforehand, right? How do you draw a bear? I mean, it's not like I've never drawn a bear, but, oh, I said I was maybe going to draw a raccoon too. I don't know. I might not draw a raccoon. Let's see if I can just draw the whites by just leaving space. I keep making like cross-eyed bears here. It's not what I'm trying to do. Oops, picked up a little purple there. Looks a little like a cat. How about this? The bear ate a raccoon inside. Let's go with that. Oh, wow. I am slower than I thought. I've only got not even 6 minutes left on my timer. I didn't really want this page to take me 3 days, but I don't know. Maybe it will. It's hard not to imagine that everyone who looks at my drawings, you know, is going to judge. Most of the time, no one's going to care. Well, that is a very strange looking bear, but that's all right. more border up here. I think I just burped. I hope that didn't get picked up. Have to find that in there and maybe edit that out. Okay, my border is wonky. Very wonky. It's really supposed to be more circular, and that was not a circle at all. I mean, not that it matters. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write the names. In the workshop, Sally had us make up creative names for our colors, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to write down what the actual colors are. And then that way, if I look back someday and think, oh, I really like that combo, it'll be easier for me to, oops, I didn't really plan that out well at all, did I? Now I have to write uphill. Oh, that is not attractive right there. Oh well. Oh well, right? Okay, light peach. Celadon green. Still don't know what celadon is. Guess I should look that up. Boy, some of these letters are really coming out wonky. Almost blew on it again. Okay, and the dark purple is just plain old purple. Okay, all right, so now I know what my colors are. And let's see, about a minute left. I am just gonna, I think, draw some leafy things. Oh, there I go sniffling again. I told myself I wasn't going to do that while I was recording. I apologize for the sniffles. I don't seem to be able to stop myself. All right, timer's going off. I'm going to run over my prescribed time just a little bit, but I think I want to finish this. And I think next time I'm going to try the new sketchbook with the toothier paper. See how that goes. I think I'm having almost as much fun making sketchbooks as I am drawing in them. And if I finish this now, I can take a picture of it and put it on my Instagram. Let's see. Let's do a green one. I am curious and hopeful to see progress. Honestly, if I'm being really honest about what I'm hoping to get out of this, beyond what I'm already getting out of it, just in terms of, I don't know, there's some psychological benefits to this, which kind of surprised me. I mean, it shouldn't, but it does. I'd like to get a little bit better at, you know, drawing spontaneously but intentionally, you know, knowing what I'm trying to draw and getting a good result. I might also, on some of these pages, like pick a single item and just draw it a whole bunch of times. Okay, what am I doing? You know, to get better at it? Be it a dog or a bear or a raccoon or hands or whatever. Well, I don't know. I think I'd like to like fill in every little space, but maybe I don't really need to do that. I guess I could just keep going and going and going until there's nothing left. But, you know, I think I'm going to stop there. I've achieved my half an hour. Page is pretty full. There is space left. I could keep going, but I think this is good for one page. Okay, and plan to be back tomorrow. Do another half hour. I think I'll try the other sketchbook with the other paper, and I will pick a new color palette too. So I hope that others are getting some enjoyment out of this and maybe some inspiration to start filling up some sketchbook pages of your own. I will see you next time.